Hello everyone, welcome back to the full stack web development course. So we are here almost in the final lecture, but this is not going to be the final lecture. We do have one more thing about deploying our application. So in this lecture, we will be just doing some things related to edit my profile. So we will be sending patch requests to the backend to update the user record, and particularly we will update using this form. As soon as I click this save profile, which will trigger the action, and the data will and the request will be sent to the backend, and we will receive a response, and that response will be dispatched to the store, and we will access data from the store. So and then we will access data from the store, and we will just display it in here with these tags as well as bio. So uh, we will start with the code now. So make sure that I have logged in to see. Let me just see, because it's been an hour I have logged in, but I think it didn't become an hour. Okay, we will just continue with the project now. So let me close everything now. Like, we don't need these things also, and we will collapse this, and we will start with the server program. We go to the routes and users, and in here we will write another request like router dot this is going to be a patch request, because we are going to update the database with a new record, and in here we will just have update, and slash we will be having the id, which is nothing but the user id, and then we will be having we will be using a controller called update profile. So before update profile, we will be having the middleware which we have developed, which we have created in the middleware auth.js. So we will use this auth function to check that the token is being expired or not. So we will use this after we will call the next function. So the next function will be the update profile in this case. So now we will just import both of them in here. So we will just say import auth. I think this is a default export, so we'll just say auth from dot slash middleware slash auth.js, and then we will export this update profile from the users. So we will just leave it in here. So now we will write a controller called update profile. We will close this, and we will open the controller users. We will go in here. We will just create a function export const. This is going to be update profile, which is going to be equal to async request comma res. In here, this is going to be an arrow function. This is being, we have to use async keyword because we are going to access the database which has already been deployed. So we have to use the await keyword also. And in here, first we have to get the id from the response, which is gonna be renamed as underscore id in order to deal with the database. So this could be from the params request of params, which we have already dealt with many times. So this is going to be request of params, and the second thing is going to be const name about and tags. These are the things which we want to get from here. So you may see in the edit profile we got three things: display name, about, and watch it tag. So these are three things which we want to get from the request dot body. So we will receive these things, and we will check this id is a valid mongoose types object id or not. So we have already done that code. Let me just check it from the post answer controller, from the answers.js controller. So we'll just close this, and we will use that same piece of code to do that. So let me copy again, let me put it down here. So this shows that is it a valid ID or not. So then we will just have a try catch block. So in the try block we will just say const updated profile, which is gonna be equals to await user dot find. So I think we have users is the plural, so we have to say users dot find by ID and update. We wanna find a record with the ID and we will just update that specific record. So we will be using underscore ID as a keyword to match the specific record, and the second parameter is going to be a query in order to update the specific record. So we will be just using set property in order to update, and in that set we will be just having three values like name comma name comma about, and in about keyword I have to replace it with the about value which I receive in here, and for the name keyword I will be changing as I will be changing it to the name variable, and the about is going to be changed to about, and the tags is going to be changed to tags. So that's it, and we're gonna have a third sorry we will be having a third parameter in here which is gonna be new true. So what this new true means I will explain. So new true is nothing but, so if we update this record in a database, the response which we saved to this update profile is nothing but that specific record. So if you give the third parameter as new which equals true, it will just return the updated profile. If you didn't give new true, then it will just return the previous record before updated. The record before updating will be received in the updated profile, but the record will be updated in the database. But the response given from the database to this updated profile variable is gonna be the older record. It won't be the updated record. So that's what we are gonna use. New is gonna be true, and then we will just send this. We will just send this updated profile to the front end by res.status of 200 dot json of updated profile which is going to be the variable where we store data from the database. If there is an error, we will just say res.status of 405, and we will just say json of message, and the message is going to be error dot message. So that's it, we have written the logic for updating a profile. So then if you ask what is this status and status code, it's nothing but we are telling the browser that the status is 200 means the status is okay, which means successful. 404 means the record is not found or anything is not found. So that's what, if you enter anything in the browser and it's any domain name, a random domain name, the browser it shows like 404 not found, which means nothing is being found. That's what 404 means, and 500 means internal server error, and I'm not sure about 405. We'll just google it, and I will just give a resource to learn what is status code and it's their corresponding values. We'll just say status code in REST API. So we will go in here HTTP status codes in the official REST API.net. So in here we do have a lot of status codes like 100, 101, 102, 103, So here is the main part. 200 means okay, and 201 means created, 202 is accepted, and we will go to 300, which is not mostly used, and we will be using 400 a lot time. 400 means bad request, that it's just not a valid request, and 404 is 401 is unauthorized, 402 is payment required, and 404 which is not found, and 405 is method not allowed. So in here, if we couldn't update the profile, which means update profile method is not allowed for this specific user. That's what 405 means in this case. So go to this website called restfulapi.net, where you can learn about the status codes and extra and many more things about RESTful API. So the thing which we are dealing with the Node.js is also about RESTful API. A RESTful API is nothing but writing a API which sends request and response in the form of JSON. So if you use Axios in the front end, it will just send request in the form of JSON, as well as we are sending response in the form of JSON. If you could see it in here. So that's what it means, RESTful API. So that's all the function for update profile. Now we have completed the server part. Now we will go to the client part. We will open the client src. In here we will just go to the API first. In the index file we will create a new thing called export const update profile, which is going to be equal to an arrow function, which in turn is going to be API dot patch, which is a patch request we have used in backend, and then we will going to use backticks, and we will just pass something like, we're going to pass id comma update data. So these are the data which is going to be updated, which we send to the backend, and we will destructure it in the body. So in here we'll just say slash user slash update slash, we're gonna have the id in here, update slash we're gonna use dollar symbol to format. The id is gonna be in here, and we will send update data and update data as a body. So we have sent, now the request is being ready. So now we will send this to the front end. So in order to do that, we will first write an action. So we will go in here the users, we will write an action called export const, which is going to be equals to update profile, which is going to be an arrow function with parameters id comma update data, and in here we have to use this async dispatch because we are dealing with the Redux thunk. Sorry, we are dealing with Redux thunk. So Redux doesn't need this kind of approach, but Redux thunk will actually need this. And in here we will just have a try catch. We'll just catch the error. In here we'll just console log of error, and then we will do something in the actions, like we will first send the data, and the data which is received is going to be const data. We will just destructure with only the data, and the await API dot update current user. So I think update user is the function which we have, no, update profile is the function which we have done. So in here we will pass the id and the update data. We'll pass the update data, and then what we can do, we can just dispatch them to the Redux with the type of update underscore current underscore user, which is gonna have a payload, and the payload is nothing but the data which we receive from the backend. So now we have to write a Redux for this update current user. So we will go to the users. In here we will go to the users. So in here I have to write another case, like case update. Let me make sure the spelling, because if we mess with the spelling, then it will hit you hard when the code is being run. So we'll just have return. So in here we don't want to return the action.payload, which means the action.payload just returns the entire user's data, but in here I want to just return the so in here what I receive from the backend is nothing but only one user's a record from the backend. I won't receive every which means all the users. If it's like 10 users or 10 users record is available in the database, I won't receive all the 10. But fetch user, in case of fetch users, I will return all the 10 data. So I can return the action.payload as 10, as simply the action.payload, which contains all the 10 records. But in case of update current user, if I return this, then update or current user will return only one user's record. So we have to return all the users record. So in order to do that, what we can do, we just going to states dot map. States is nothing but the state which has already assigned a value of action.payload. So if action.payload is already returned to states, then states which will be equal to an array of action.payload. Action.payload is nothing but array of objects. So states is gonna be equal to an array of objects. So what we can do, we can just map through the states. So the individual value of the states is gonna be a state, and which will have a callback function. In that callback function, what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to take that particular state. I'm just going to take the individual state. I'm just going to loop through that. So first we will take the state and we will check the id underscore id. If that triple equals the action dot payload dot id, which is nothing but the updated profile users data, if this id matches any one of the id in the action, sorry, in the stage, which means state contains certain record, this update current user has only one record. So I'm just checking with the one records id with all the records id. So if you get any one match, what we're gonna do, we will just return, instead of returning the old record, we will just return the new record. Else we will record the state itself. So that's what we are gonna do in here. So we will just return action dot payload, else we will just return the state. So what map function actually returns is nothing but an array. Map function actually returns an array. So state is nothing but like individual value of states. So if state has 10 elements, on the first iteration the first element will be taken, and the first element's id will be checked with the update current users payload, which is nothing but which we have sent in here. This data will contains only one object with one id. We will match with that specific id. If this first element's id matches with this id, then we will return that new updated record. Else if it doesn't match, then we will return the old state itself. Then these all old state and this one action.payload will form an array, and this array will be returned by this map. So that's what map function actually does. So now what can we do? We will just integrate it with the front end thing. So now we will just open that specific. So now we will just open that page actually, which will be inside users profile, sorry. We'll go in here. So we will just open that now. Actually it should be inside pages, user profile, in the I think it is in the edit profile, which because it has the form. So this is where we will be writing or we will be triggering that action function. So here I'm just going to write an on submit event handler, in which I'm just going to say handle submit. So we have to write the function for handle submit now. Const handle submit, which is gonna be equals to an arrow function with some date. Within here I'm just going to pass the event, and then I'm just going to say, as usual, we will just say e dot prevent default. We will just call this, and then we will just check if tags dot length is gonna be triple equals to 0, then I'm just going to dispatch. So I think first we have to write the variable for dispatching. So in here we'll just say const dispatch is gonna be equals to use dispatch of. So we have to import this use dispatch. Just import it from Redux Thunk. Sorry, React Redux. I don't know why I'm keep on telling this Redux Thunk. We'll just say React Redux. So now dispatch is being available, and we do have that. And in here I'm just going to call this update profile action from users, which is being imported in here, and we have to pass the id comma the update data, and the update data is nothing but name comma about. So in case tags is not being entered, we will just return name and about. If tags is being entered, we will just return everything. So let me copy this again. Let me say else. In here I will just say tags. That's it. So I think we have to deal with this id part now. So for that we will just get it from the current user id. So what we can just tell, which is nothing but current user dot, which is going to be an option set to result dot underscore id, which is going to be sent to the action as id. So now we got everything. We got the id as well as the data. So why I didn't include tags is that, so by default we have given the about and name as default value as name and about. So if they submit, so let me just go here, let me close this. So if they just go to this edit page, and this will be rewritten as like this when we just submit our first about. So if it is like this, they do if they accidentally just click the save profile, this tags will be entered as null. So it will be entered as null. So we don't want to do that. We will just have to update these two things. So that's why I didn't include it. So if tags is not being entered, then the length will be equals to 0. So then what I'm gonna say, I'm just going to give name and about, and then what in tags what we gonna give is nothing but tags of, we will just give current user dot, yes, user dot tags. We're just going to give this, we will just going to give as if tags is not provided, we if tags length is equals to 0, we will just return the tags like current users tags. So in here I think we have to select the result, so in that we will be having the tags. So if tags is already been provided, we will just by default we will enter like this. So now everything is being set. Now we will check is it actually works. So for my Manoj Kumar, I'm just going to say I am a full stack web developer with stack who has ability to recreate an entire stack overflow which you are using. So my tags is gonna be man dash stack. So these are the tags which I'm gonna look into: man stack and React.js and Node.js as well as Express.js and MongoDB, and that's it. Now we will, so I think we have to do one thing after we dispatch, we have to switch to the previous page. So we are inside the form now. After we enter the data, we have to go to the displaying page where our bio will be displayed. So to do that, what we can do, we can set you switch to false. So that's what we have to deal with. We'll just say false, and that's it. Now if I just save my profile, so nothing happened so far. We will just try to refresh the page. Still nothing has been done. So what we can do, we can just see is the we will go to the user profile. We will just see we will just console log the current user. Is the data being console.log of current profile? We will just console log the current profile. We will just see is the data being yeah, I have given current profile. We just refresh. We will just see inspect element. So we will just go to the users page. We will go to Manoj Kumar. So nothing is being displayed in here. We will just go to the inspect elements. We will just see so here is an object. We will just see in here there is nothing. We just have only tags. So there is an error in updating my profile. So everything which is nothing but you can see our security premises. Our account has been logged out. That's what the thing is in here. So I have in the while starting this lecture, I have told that I think it's been 1 hour I have logged in. So that's what after 1 hour my account has been logged out automatically for a security purpose. So now we will log in again. Now I have to type the entire passage again, I think so. So we will go to the users page, profile page. In here we will go to the edit profile. In the about me, I am a full stack developer with stack who has the ability to recreate the entire Stack Overflow which you are using. So here I'm just going to say mon stack React.js, Node.js, Express.js. Okay, we'll just save our profile. So now here we go. We got our tags being watched as well as we got the about, which is nothing but I'm a full stack web developer with one stack who has the ability to recreate the entire Stack Overflow which you are using. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to log out and I'm just going to log in as Kumar at gmail.com, and the password is also same thing. I'm just going to log in now. So now I'm just going to see the users. In here we got Manoj, so we don't got the edit profile in here, but the tags and about has been updated to a new user like Manoj Kumar also, sorry, Kumar also. So in here Kumar's profile is nothing, he has joined 3 days ago. So that's it. We have completed our application. So it shows everything. It shows how many votes are there, how much chances are there. It got tags, it got the title. It also got how many days before it has been asked. And here we can ask a new question as well. And we can enter into that particular question and we can just upvote that question, so like this, or else I can get my vote back like this, or even I can downvote like this, or even I could get my downvote back. And now I'm going to leave this upvote, and I can share and delete, I can share this particular question by clicking this, so my URL is being copied as well. And from here, see, can you see here? From here, I can go to a profile page. So by clicking this, so since the user URL is wrong, it has to be users. So we will just change that thing in the code. We'll just go there. We'll just change it like users. So now you can see from there we can just go to Manoj Kumar's page. So we will go to that page now. We will just close everything because we have completed these things. Let me also cancel this console log out, and we'll just close. So let me close this too, and this as well as this. We'll collapse this, go to src. In here we will go to pages, I believe, and in pages we will be going to question. In questions we will be having display answer, I think so. So I think this is not display answer, this is question details. So in the question details, I believe, yeah, here we go. Here is the, so here I have to give an extra S, which is users, and we will go to the answers page, display answers. In here, so here's the link tag, here's the users now. So now we will go to the browser. In here, so we will be able to upvote and downvote, as well as we can share a particular question by clicking that, as well as we can route to their, we can see their profile by just clicking this. You can see now I am here, as well as I can share this answer also, as well as I can post a new answer like this is answer to a question asked by Manoj Kumar. So I'm being in Kumar account, I'm just posting this answer. So here we go, you can see here is the news answer, and the answer number of answers is also being updated. So here you can see I answered a few seconds ago. It shows a few seconds ago because just now I posted this answer. As well as since this is my answer, I can even delete this answer. I can also go to my specific profile by just clicking this Kumar. So I think it is being wrongly routed. So it is being routed to Manoj Kumar's profile. So I think we will go to the backend. So here is the answer. You can see it is being question dot user ID. Here it has to be answer dot user ID. So now we will go to my profile. You can see it is been updated to a minute because since our page is a lot more dynamical. So we will go to the my profile now by just clicking this avatar. You can see now my profile is here, and here's the edit button for your concern, and I can even delete my answer by just clicking this button, and the answer is being deleted. The answer is being reduced in here also, and I can also post my another answer answered by Kumar. So I can also post my answer like this. So in here, browse other question tagged with new. If I click this tag, I will be routed to this tags page, and if I just ask my own question, I will be routed to the ask a public question page. So as usual, these things are nothing to our application, and if we give this these things anything, the home page, it will be routed to a home page. This navbar is entire for the no home page, and this is for user page. This is multifunctional, and the home bars also, and this thing is really hard coded in our application, as well as this thing is also hard coded, but in every other thing are multidimensional as well as dynamic. So you can see the two words has been updated, as well as the two answers are also being updated, and we also got a new tag. So that's all guys for this video. We will see in the next video how to deploy our application in Netlify as well as in Heroku. Thank you.